everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video review on the All About Spelling program. I've had a lot of requests to do one on this, and so I'm going to show you what it looks like and how we use it, and hopefully that'll help some of you out. So stick around and let's take a closer look. So when you order your All About Spelling level, it pretty much comes with everything that you're going to need for that level. This one in particular is level 2. I would say I started level 1 at first grade, level 2 at second grade, and so on, but you'll want to kind of do what makes most sense for your child if they're struggling or if they're ahead, or you know, what fits best with their learning. And you can always contact them and ask kind of to get help with your placement. If you haven't ever done this program before and you do have somebody that's struggling, I highly suggest starting with level 1 because they really have they really drill the phonics rules in the first level, and so it really helped my kids out quite a bit to have all of those in their brain, and you know, then when they're trying to spell the words, it's like, oh, I can refer back to that information. So I do suggest starting with level 1. The word list would probably be pretty easy if you have an older child who is struggling, but you can always kind of make up your own word list, but just make sure they get down all of the phonics rules. So this is kind of what it comes with. It's going to come with your teacher's manual. And yes, you do need this. It tells you exactly what to do. It literally is kind of scripted out for you. So it tells you what tiles to get out, what you know, word cards you're going to be doing, what to say, if you're dictating sentences, you know, whatever. This literally tells you what to do every day. So you do need this. I found that it was easiest to break each lesson up into 2 sections. And so we did kind of the new teaching one day, or review one day, and then the new teaching the next day. It kind of depended on the lesson, but I did not do one whole lesson every day. This program is a little bit teacher intensive, meaning that you have to sit down with your child and kind of, you know, teach them the lesson. It's definitely not a spelling program. You can kind of just give them a workbook and just let them have at it. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about ordering this. I like to try and do a balance between teacher intensive and independent work so that I'm not, with 4 kids, it's really hard to have everything be teacher intensive. For the first couple of years, I think this is worth it because it really does drill the phonics rules and get the information in their brains pretty solid before moving on. So I made time for this. So it comes with your teacher's manual. And then it comes with these different colored cards. The green ones are their word list for the year. That's why there's so many. And there are sight words in here, as well as words that follow whatever phonics rules they're learning in their lessons. And then there's these phonogram cards, and we just use these as flashcards, and I just would hold them up and review every day. OY says oi. And then on the back it will tell you the sound it makes, and it tells you when we can use it. We can use this at the end of English words like toy. You wouldn't want to use OI at the end of an English word, and you'll learn because English words don't end in the letter I. And then it will say that. The next card is OI, oi, same sound. However, we may not use it at the end of English words. And so these are kind of what I read off the back. I just flash the front of them to them, and they just go through and review all of the special sounds. And just through repetition and doing this like repeatedly, they got pretty solid on these various sounds. The next one is a sound card. Honestly, I didn't quite use these as much because they're semi-duplicate of these. However, it's like the opposite. So it's like you say, tell me what makes the sound what, and then they would have to write WH, as opposed to these, which would say WH, and then they tell you what the sound is. So I did use these to review. However, I just didn't use them as much as I used these. And then the blue cards were my all-time favorite, and we reviewed these all the time and pretty much every day, unless it was like, yeah, we know that, move on. But they're just all of the various phonics rules that you'll learn. This one has less. The level 1 has a ton of them. But for example, every syllable has at least one what, and the answer to that is a vowel, and on the back is the answer. And then here's the kind of golden rule. I and O often say their long sounds when followed by 2 consonants. G may say J before E, I, or Y. And so we would just go through and review these sounds. CK is used right after, and I can't even tell you how many times I've said that to my kids. Mom, how do you spell, you know, whatever? It's like, well, what comes after a short vowel? Oh, CK. And then they can kind of spell it on their own. So anyways, these are the golden ticket in this curriculum as far as I'm concerned. We use these all the time. Whereas these we kind of more reviewed, I reviewed these until they had them, and then these were kind of like randomly I pulled those out. But it tells you in here when to do that. And then it also always comes with various little tiles that you need, and they have you write words on your board or use your tiles for that, and I'll show you that in a second. But then they would label that either it's an open syllable or a closed syllable, and then these are called bossy R vowels because they make a little bit different sound when they're attached with an R. These are vowel teams and so on. So they tell you what to do with all these. These are nice, sturdy, laminated, and they come with a little magnet dealie that you can put on the back to put on a magnetic whiteboard. And then you can purchase the boxes to hold these cards in. I actually got this one from, this might have been from All About Reading, but anyways, I just use it to keep like a bunch of them in there, and these boxes are the perfect size. Alright, and then lastly, the other thing that comes with this program are the spelling tiles, and these are all laminated on the front and with little magnets on the back, just like the other ones. And these come, the alphabet plus all the vowels, as you can see, are red, so they're a little bit easier to identify. The special sounds and then common consonant teams and vowel teams will come with your initial set, and then anything extra that is needed for upper levels of the program will actually come with that student kit for that program. So as you get into the upper grade levels, there are prefixes, suffixes, and just kind of more special sounds and that kind of thing, and those will come with your student pack. So when you first get your letter tiles, you'll get the main alphabet with the sounds and the vowels and that kind of thing, and then you'll use those to create your words, and so they'll use the letter tiles to, you know, create various words, hat or whatever, and then they can see where the vowel is. They can see that it's a closed syllable because the vowel is closed in with consonants on both sides. Or for example, if you make the word he, it's an open syllable because there's nothing closing in your vowel over here. So it just makes it really visual and kind of hands-on and a little bit easier for them to kind of, I think, physically see how the different words are put together and that kind of thing. And of course they have common like TH, CK, CH, and all the common consonant teams that are also reviewed on these blue cards and that kind of thing. So this is kind of what the whole thing looks like all together, and you use a combination of you know, discussing through the lessons, reviewing the word cards, and you can use these as flashcards, you know, reviewing sounds, reviewing kind of the basic phonics rules, and then building words with the tiles. And I will say that we didn't actually use these tiles all the time. Sometimes we used our iPad. There's a chalkboard app on the iPad, and you can use that. All About Spelling also has an app for a tablet that you can use, and they can just kind of, you know, just do them on an iPad, and that actually works really well if you're doing school somewhere other than home. And we just did that kind of thing. Sometimes we did a whiteboard just to kind of change it up so they weren't constantly using these tiles. I do like to start out with the tiles because I think visually speaking it really helps your student kind of see the different special sounds and get used to seeing them together and that kind of thing. So that is our review for the All About Spelling program. There's a lot more information on my website if you want to check that out. You're also welcome to email me at erica@confessionsofhomeschooler.com if you have any questions. And of course you can also visit the All About Learning Press website. They're super friendly and nice and helpful. They have a blog with lots of information, and you can ask questions and that kind of thing. So I hope you found this review helpful, and we'll see you next time.